Welcome back to the channel. This is my Fortis e-bike, currently in pieces because it's just not holding charge anymore. I had it since 2023, so it's lasted a good couple of years before it just kind of stopped holding charge. And I got this bike from Kogan in January 2023, and it's been pretty good apart from that. And I know that batteries, there's a lot of wear and tear with that kind of stuff. Let's have a look at the specs here. Supply Kogan from Melbourne. It's got some serial numbers there. Sorry, it's a bit hard to read. Maximum speed 25 kilometers an hour. Motor power 250 watts. So yeah, it's basically within spec in New South Wales. And I couldn't find any guide online, even from Kogan, to work out how to replace this battery. They provided the battery, but never provided me with a link to how to replace it. So what I've done is this casing, just some screws that was easier to take off, as you can see there. And I kind of pulled some stuff out. This looks like a brushless drive motor controller. A whole heap of connections there, I haven't touched them. And if we look in here, there is probably the battery. I'm interested to see what batteries they use in there. And to access that, I removed this wire cover. Just slides on like that. And then there's 4 screws on each side holding the battery. So I'll try and pull that out and loop it back in.
Moments later.
Okay, we've successfully removed it. It was very difficult. As you can see, this is pretty solid stuff in there. And I just kept trying to kind of prime away, but I wasn't sure if the terminals were going to be exposed here, so I was pretty careful. See around the edges here. I got my wife involved. Didn't think she would be able to give me any solution, but this actually saved the day. So with a bit of persistence and then this kitchen gripper, got enough grip around it to pull it out. So what is it? As is expected, it's a lithium ion battery, 36 volts, 10.4 amp hours, 374 watt hours. So pretty hefty. So what I'm going to do is basically pull this thing apart and test all the cells and rebuild it and put it back in. And I was really scared because look here, I was being really careful of yanking it, and if I yanked the black one, obviously it's going to cause a short there. So I was really scared, but got there in the end.
A few moments later.
Okay, I've brought the battery inside. There's just some specs of it while it's intact. Some battle scars there, trying to pry it open with 2 flathead screwdrivers. So I'm being very careful because I didn't know if the terminals were exposed, but it's good that it's in this case. And here, so the most important thing is we have to open this and kind of fix this up. And I've taped one end here with Kapton because when I pulled them out, I don't want it shorting. So I'll take it apart and show you what's next. Okay, I've brought the battery inside. There's just some specs of it while it's intact. Some battle scars there, trying to pry it open with 2 flathead screwdrivers. So I'm being very careful because I didn't know if the terminals were exposed, but it's good that it's in this case. And here, so the most important thing is we have to open this and kind of fix this up. And I've taped one end here with Kapton because when I pulled them out, I don't want it shorting. So I'll take it apart and show you what's next.
Eventually.
Okay, we got it out. It wasn't easy. See, there's glue on both sides, but it's really tightly packed. I've got to be very careful when I strip off this heat shrink. It looks like there's some board in there as well, so that will help. And yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
More moments later.
Okay, finally got it apart. Yeah, so it's really got to withstand all the things that you do in a bike. So I guess it has to be really strong. So I take it the BMS is stuffed in this, or a break and cell or whatever, but let's see how many cells we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, we have a 10S 4P pack, so we can count 10 distinct groups of cells. There's 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And at fully charged, that gives 42 volts or a 36 volt nominal voltage. So I'll just use my multimeter and tested out the voltages. It wasn't really getting anything.
2 hours later.
Okay, I didn't show you the boring bit where I pulled apart all the cells and stripped off the nickel and cut off the BMS. So I think the main culprit is either going to be a dead cell or a dead BMS. Regardless, I'm not going to be using this BMS again, basically because I've cut it all off, but I'm going to keep it because I need to have some reference as how it's connected back to the actual bike later on, just to remind myself, and also to order another one equivalent to this. It's a, see if I can zoom in a little bit, 10S, 20 amps, and looks like we have a discharge and a charging lead and a common negative. And these are the spaces. I think this bit here, I got a few battle scars, but I think I can still reuse them because by the time I got the nickel on the top, it's going to hold it strong. It saves me looking for another one like this that fits exactly in the box. Gosh, my tongue's tired today. And I've taken some reference photos so I know how to build it again with the BMS, and also why I kept the BMS, so I know what size is going to fit with the pack. So it's 10S 4P, so there's 40 cells here. What we're going to do is do a voltage test. Well, that is like completely dead. And why is it even saying minus 0.05? Well, dead? What if everything's dead in this pack? I'm not getting anything. Hang on, let's just check the leads are on properly. Let's try a 9 working cell first. There you go, 4.21, fully charged. Dead. Dead. Everything's dead in this pack. What's happened here? Dead. 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 Let's just check a working cell again so I'm not going mad. Yep. Oh, we actually got one good one, 3.52. The left side is the good pile, okay? Dead. 3.52, that's good. 3.55, that's good. Dead. 3.52. So 4 so far, 4 cells that are working. That one's dead. 3.55. That one's dead, so the negatives, then I can get a negative voltage. 3.52. So the BMS isn't dead. It's too late now, I've cut all those wires apart. And if all these batteries have died, I don't want a BMS that's attributed to some dead cells. It could have killed the cells. That one's dead too. .08.0, that's dead. Okay, we'll put the good cells on this brown box. So 5 cells so far. 3.55, good. Dead. 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 3.55. Nope, it's dead. So when I was riding my bike after a few months, I never really had a problem with it. Then one day I took it for a ride again, and it's working fine, and it just cut out very quickly. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's not charged. And put on my charger again, and I rode off again, and I got a bit further, and I had to pedal my way back. And it's really hard to pedal with a heavy battery on. I had this e-bike left on the charger all the time. Maybe that was the problem that killed it. But it was on a timer, so it would turn on during the day and switch off at night to take advantage of my solar system. Yeah, maybe I just shouldn't have left on the charge very often. But surely e-bikes and chargers like that should be fine to be left on the charger for, 8 hours a day. Oh, this one. Yeah, I don't trust that cell. So I did order 50 batteries, secondhand batteries. They're untested, but they were $1 each, $1 Australian each. And they 2.6 amp hours. So I'll show what they are. Here they are here. And I've just been testing them. I won't move the camera, but I've got a capacity tester and charger. And it's a long process to do it. But so far, all of these are getting about, 2.5, 2.6 amp hours. And this is what I'm going to build my new e-bike battery with. And basically, I'll test all these cells, do a capacity test on them, and check the internal resistance and just keep these ones. But the rest of them are dead, as you saw from the multimeter. What do we have here? If anyone can tell me where this comes from, what type of brand it is, let me know. But it does say it's a 2.6 amp hour battery. It's got some weight to it, so it doesn't seem like it's a cheap thing. So how many have I got out of the 40? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put them in the black container now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of 40. Oh, that's less than 50%. So that will end this this saga, this first part of the fixing my e-bike battery. Well, it won't be fixing the battery, it'll be basically building a new battery and putting the battery back together, which I'm looking forward to. And hopefully it still works. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.